Another day, another dollar. Thank the Lord for another 24. God, I knew that was you, man. I'm just finishing up, man. Quick home workout this morning. Got some calisthenics. I'm gonna probably go hit the gym later on this evening. Just finished making breakfast and shit. But get right into the video. We talking about the different stages in a man's life, you know, from a boy, you know, growing up into a manhood. You know, these are some of the things I went through. Some people probably can relate to a lot of these things that I'm about to go through in this video. You know, when you a boy, you a kid, you know, you in that phase where you do a lot of things out of impulse. You know, you young and dumb, but at the same time, you think you know everything. That's the problem I see with a lot of kids these days. You can't tell them shit. They think they know everything. You know, you try as a person that's older, you know, I'm 34, you know, by all means, though, I'm still learning every day. You know what I mean? I'm not at that point in my life where I feel like I know everything. You don't never want to get to the point where you feel like you know everything. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Because the day you get to that point, that's the day you stop learning, you know. But when you a boy, you know, a teenager, early 20s, you think you know it all, man. Can't nobody tell you nothing. You can't be molded. You can't get better, you know. You still doing shit like going to the club every weekend, you know. You thinking with your heart, not your head. You got to think with your head out here. You got to strategize, you know. You just make moves just because, you know. You like, I fuck the consequence. I'm just going to do it anyways. You know what I'm saying? That's the sign of a boy. That's the sign of a kid, you know. And like I said, know it all. Don't listen to nobody, man. I'm sure plenty, y'all know plenty of people like that in this world and shit, you know. It's like you don't even want to help them after a certain amount of time. It's like I don't even want to help them. Sometimes you just gotta let life teach people, man. When you run across people and you try to help them, and it's like they don't. It's like it go in one ear out the other. I'm like, man, fuck it, yeah, man. I'm gonna let life teach you, you know. Especially if they ask. What makes it even worse is when they asking you for advice. You know, you tell them, you put them on the game. You might have been through something that they going through, and then they turn around and go do the opposite. It's like a goddamn slap in the face. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I take a hands-off approach, you know. I'm like, cause like I said, you gotta let life teach people. You got to let people go through their own trials and tribulations. Let them do it their way. See that their way may not be the best way, you know. Hopefully they learn from their mistakes. That's all you can do at the end of the day. You got to take a hands-off approach, and you got to hope that they make the right choice. And if they don't make the right choice, you hope that they can learn from it, and it doesn't throw them too far off their path in life. You know, they don't make too drastic of a mistake, you know, where it could possibly have their ass in a dire predicament, you know, leading them to jail or some shit like that, going to prison over a dumb decision, you know. So you can't save everybody, you know. You realize that, man. You try to help people, but some people don't want to be helped. Everybody don't listen. They think they know everything. So, which is cool, you know. It's cool. Let them learn. Let life teach, man. Life is the best teacher out here. Ain't no better teacher out here than life. All of us got to go through life. We all got to go through our own trials and tribulations. We all got to learn from this shit, you know. All our mistakes. For every choice you make, man, there's a consequence, whether it's good or bad. Best believe. Life is all about choices. Every fucking choice that you make in this life, man, there's a consequence to it, man. You got to pay the piper one day in one way or another, man. So you best to choose wisely, man. To my youngsters that's on here watching this video, man, like I said, it's one of my mentors told me that shit years ago, and it always stuck with me. He's like, Smoot. I was in high school, you know, he great mentor, man. He put me onto a lot of valuable information, always was helpful, teaching me valuable life lessons. That the one thing that always stuck out that he always used to tell me, he was like, in life, it's all about choices. Any opportunity that comes your way, take advantage of it. He always said that shit, man. I always stuck by it, you know. So now that you older, though, I'm starting to get older. I'm 34. And whatnot, and it's like my mindset is flipped on a lot of shit, you know. Nowadays, I try to think with my head more. I don't just make decisions based on how I feel. You know, I rationalize. I'm thinking, okay, what's the best strategy? What's the best play to make? You know, what's the consequences if I make this decision, if I make this choice? And a lot of times when I'm faced with a difficult decision in life, you know, a lot of times I may just be like, you know what? Why take a chance? Why take a chance? You know, if I feel like if it could throw me off of where I'm trying to be at in life, or, you know, it's like, I'm like that, man. I'm like, nah, ain't even worth it. Ain't even worth taking a chance over, man. Especially when you got shit to lose, you know, you start getting older, you start to build yourself up, you build your reputation up, you start to have shit worth living for and whatnot. You got stuff to lose. It's not worth a lot of decisions and whatnot. So, you know, sometimes I'll sit back and I'll be like, why take a chance and whatnot, man? You know what I mean? I start to think with my head more so over my heart and whatnot, you know. Also, I know as you get older, at least as I get older, a lot of this shit I'm speaking from the personal experience and whatnot. You know, I'm speaking of shit I went through. You start to have more respect for authority, you know, people in higher positions. You know, you're not just out here like, fuck the man, trying to buck the system, trying to be an outlaw, shit like that. Sometimes you gotta know how to blend in. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to blend in. You know, you gotta respect people's ideas. You know, I'm gonna give y'all a great example. You know, in the work culture, when you at work, you may not always agree with the policy that's in play or your manager or upper management's decisions, a lot of shit. You know, you may not have the same thought process. You like, man, we could do this shit the better way. You know, sometimes it's not best to speak your mind, you know. Think how they thinking, you know, but in your head, you know, you got to think how you want to think. That's how I play the shit, you know. I respect the law. I ain't out here talking about fuck the police, shit like that, man. You know, the cops pull me over for speeding. I know I'm good. You know, I ain't about to sit there and argue with them folks. I ain't about to sit there, goddamn, asking them why they pulled me over for, making a big scene. You know, as soon as the cops come to my car, you know, if I get pulled over, you know, I already got my driver's license, car insurance, registration already in my hand. Window rolled down. If it's nighttime, I turn my lights on so they can see inside the car. You know, they pull up on me. How you doing, officer? You know, see what they talking about. You know, 9 times out of 10, they going to ask my registration. I hand them the registration, man, and let them do their job. You know, if I was speeding or in the wrong, it is what it is. You know, sometimes I get off on a warning. Sometimes I get a ticket, man. You know, I respect them for doing their job. They got a job to do at the end of the day. You know, I'm not sitting here. They write me a ticket, come back, man, fuck, what the fuck is this? You know, shit like that. Oh, fuck you, man. I'm going to take it to court. You know, who's your shift supervisor? You know, I see all these crazy videos online about people challenging authority, this and that. 9 times out of 10, most people in a position of authority, especially law enforcement, most of them just trying to do their job and go home, you know. I see all these videos online, and the crazy part about this shit is that people make it bad for themselves. You know, they dig themselves deeper and deeper. They want to argue with the cop. You know, now they want to get out the car. They've been resisting arrest, shit like that, man, fighting. And that's when that's when shit go wrong. You know, all you got to do is show some respect for authority. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give y'all, one time, man, I had caught a DUI back in 2016, man. You know, the cop, he got me out the car. I was in the car with some of my homies. This is on New Year's Day, man. I caught a DUI on New Year's Day, man. Went to what was that shit? It was like an open bar at a nice little hotel, man. We had a little too much, so I'm almost home and everything. He pulled me over for swerving. He pulled me out. He made me do the sobriety test and whatnot. And I failed the test miserably, man. But I was so respectful, you know, to the officer. You know, I understood he was doing his job. I gave him zero problems and whatnot. I didn't try to fight, resist, none of that. But I was so respectful to this officer, right? He let my homies, you know, a couple of them were cool, you know. He let them drive my car home. You know, he took me to jail, of course, but he cuffed me, but he let me ride in the front seat with him, man. You know, this is crazy, right? I told him on the way to the precinct, I was like, damn, man, I'm kind of muscular, so I'm sitting in the front, my hands cuffed behind my back. I was like, dang, officer, man, these cuffs kind of tight, man. He actually pulled over on the side of the road, got out his car, got me out the car, readjusted the cuffs looser, so there was a little more, I had a little more wiggle room and it was a little more comfortable. Put me back in the car, we went to the station. That just goes to show you, man, you show respect. You're not trying to goddamn be an outlaw, bucking the system, disrespecting the cop, man, trying to do their job, arguing with them. That goes to show you, man, a lot of cases you're going to do good, when you run into the law or you run, stuff like that. Another thing that I realized as I get older, I'm in manhood now, is that I learned to accept my faults. I learned that I can't fix everything in my life. Whether it's some kind of physical deformity, how something I feel like, I wish I could improve, but I just can't. Some things, it's outside of your control. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, some shit you just can't fix. You just got to be able to roll with the punches, It's just like you like a girl and you trying to do everything you can to win her over and she just ain't feeling you. You just got to roll with the punches and accept it for what it is, Don't be an asshole. The young dude, I've seen videos like this, man. Dude get mad at the girl because she won't give him her number. Now he want to throw his drink on her, calling her all kind of names, stuff like that, man. That's a part of life. Being rejected is a part of life. I've been rejected plenty of times, man, by women. Have I ever been disrespectful or anything like that? No. If I'm out in the bar or club or something, I'm trying to holler at a female or something, and she just ain't feeling me. Okay, cool. It is what it is, man. I hope you have a good rest of the night. I keep it moving, man. Ain't no need to get disrespectful, calling her outside of her name, shit like that. It's a million other females in the club. It's a million other females out here, man. I ain't never had no problem with women, man. You can't have them all. Even the GOATs lose. Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, shit, they Kobe, they don't win them all. So, you just gotta goddamn learn how to accept your faults. I got all kind of things, that I wish I could fix on me, but after a certain amount of time, you just learn to accept it is what it is, man. I'm cool. I'm at peace, I'm at peace with the shit and whatnot, man. I play to my strengths. That's what you got to do. You got to be able to play to your strengths in this world. Me, shit. A lot of women, they say, shoot, they want to do that 6'2", 6'3", look like a goddamn football player, basketball player. I'm 5'8", so what you get is what you get. Have I ever had problems with women? No. I don't have the little man syndrome. I don't have shit like that, but I'm confident in my own skin because I'm like this. Somebody out there somewhere gonna be feeling me regardless. That's how you gotta move. You gotta be confident. You gotta have that self-confidence like that and whatnot, man. Also, when you get older, you gotta learn to enjoy your victories. Over the years, you will take a lot of L's. You may take some wins and some losses, but as you get older, you gotta learn to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, especially if you've been making the right choices. You've been making great decisions and stuff like that. You got to learn how to really enjoy the fruits of your labors, man. Look back and reflect. Like, man, I really made some great decisions over the years, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, the decisions that you made back then, they're paying dividends for you. You like, man, I'm glad I made that decision. When I reflect and look back, I'm like, man, all the stuff I used to do, all the sacrifices I used to make in high school, not running the streets, not going to the clubs, not focusing on my schoolwork, sports, lifting weights. That's all I cared about, man. All that shit is coming back. It's coming back to me, man. It's raining down on me. All the decisions, all them choices I made, the consequences, man, they far outweigh the bad. All the bad decisions I made, So those are some of the things, that I see from me coming from a boy to a teenager to a young man to a man. Those are some of the things I think with my head more. I'm not just thinking with my heart, just doing shit just because. When I was in my 20s, I would just do some shit just because irrational decisions, man. Just go out and blow some money on some dumb shit. You know, now these days, man, I'm like, why take a chance? That's my motto these days. Why take a chance on some shit and whatnot? It's unnecessary risk. You know, once you start getting older, you got shit to lose. You like, nah, I'm cool, man. I'll sit back. I'm gonna strategize. I'm gonna think about it some more, sleep on it some more before I make a decision and whatnot. If y'all like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram at The Ghetto Bodybuilder. I got merchandise for sale. Shop with me on my website, www.theghettobodybuilder.com. I got all kind of hoodies, t-shirts, everything you see on my website, I designed myself personally. You know, so it all comes back to me. You know, you want to support your boy and whatnot. You know, but yeah, those are some of the things, man. I see, you know, the difference between a boy, a teenager, and a man. You know, taking care of your family, shit like that, man. Taking care of your responsibilities and whatnot, baby. But yeah, I hope this video helped some of y'all. You know, especially my youngster. I make a lot of these videos catering them to my youngsters, people in high school, people in college, man, because I want to see y'all do good. You know, I want to be able to reach back. I make this shit so I can reach back and help somebody how I had people helping me when I was a kid growing up. You know what I'm saying? I had all kind of people in my corner, mentors, coaches, stuff like that, trainers that was helping me out to be successful and to get to where I am in life, baby. Y'all know how we coming. Let's get motivated. Boom!